Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to Altcoin Daily with Bitcoin Gorilla. Today, we're going to be discussing Reef USDT, and it's going to be a multi-time frame on this analysis on Reef. By the end of this video, you're going to understand where likely price is going to go. In fact, we're going to be doing the analysis from together because I'll be drawing the chart from scratch using simple price action, no indicators, and it will be analyzed on monthly chart, weekly chart, daily chart, and if time allows us, because I don't want this video to exceed 20 minutes, if time is on our side, I will also look at 4 hour chart for the sake of daily traders. The strategy I'm using, I personally developed it, and it's called the Bitcoin Gorilla strategy. So if you are interested in learning the Bitcoin Gorilla box strategy, you can, on knowing more about me, you can visit my website called Makaveli Traders, where I have a community that I train and they trade daily with me using this strategy and a lot of other trading styles. If you want to know more about me, please visit the link under this video. But for now, we are here for a Reef, right? So let's jump right straight into it. I'm going to start this analysis by getting the all-time support, all-time resistance, mind you, that's supply, the all-time supply range, which in this situation we are on Binance Reef. The price is the all-time high, the ATH is around 0.29 to 0.3, let's just say 0.3 range, and the all-time low is around 0.0003 range as well. But the price has not yet moved, right? So why? We're going to find out why and when can it possibly happen. When can we break out of this range we're on? So I'm going to first try as much as possible to do the same thing and get the rest of the in your face kind of support and resistance on the weekly chart, that kind of in your face areas where price could not further make any movement. The harassment was too much, so they have to stop and pause for a while or completely change direction. Now, if you don't know, price move as a result of just two reasons: buyers and sellers. It is the buyers who make the price move and the sellers that make the price move. Without the buyers, they cannot be sellers, and without the sellers they cannot be buyers. So this is the Bitcoin Gorilla strategy, and it's based on the simple price action um of support and resistance. But in this scenario, the Bitcoin Gorilla strategy treats support and resistance as an area instead of treating it as a line. So the first ones I got were all lines in showing me the support and resistance. But now I am bringing in the Bitcoin Gorilla box strategy. So this is my all-time supply. I say supply, all-time demand. All-time demand here is the all-time demand so far, based on the history that this particular token Reef has printed since listing. Now, I see another important thing is the fact that if I go to if I look closely, I see that the supply area has been extended. The supply area is just extended. This is the supply area. Remember, I told you this helps me if I'm looking at this chart as a line. This is where the supply is. But if I'm looking at it with the Bitcoin Gorilla box strategy, it's telling me that there is an extended supply area. What does that mean? I will tell you. Now, what it means is when price is encountering a sideways in the past, whenever price return to that sideways, it's going to face the same challenge it faced in the past. But in a situation whereby you have a free run, if it conquers this point, we're going to get a free run. That is this excitement that I see coming on Reef. And I will share more of the secret with you. But let's dive deeper and continue and finish drawing the box strategy. It is not over until it's over. We're not done yet with the box strategy. So let's go further down and bring in this. Good. Very important area. And I'm going to take note of right there, and I'm going to leave this right here. In fact, it's much better right here. Okay, so the next thing I want to see is this particular chart. Can I get a seller's line? Can I get a buyer's line? The regular seller's price action line, the regular line. The good thing about the box strategy is that patterns are allowed. You must try to identify the patterns inside the box. It will help you make sense of the box more, and it will also help you make sense of the pattern more, right? So, in this situation, oh, we have quite a very this chart is drawn on the weekly, but let's take a view at it on the daily chart before we start interpreting the chart. I think it will do us justice if we get the support and resistance of the new box that I draw. That's the baby box. This is the baby box. So I'm going to also try to get support and resistance of the baby box. So let's use red and the support. That's the resistance. This is the support of the baby box. Good. A little move up. Perfect. So that's the support of the baby box. Good. That's the support of the baby box. So this is the daily chart, and this is what it looks like. Now, according to the daily chart, now we can actually start making some interpretation of this chart. But before we start, can we look at the 4 hours chart and see what the 4 hours chart is showing us? So I'm going to zoom in on the 4 hours chart and have a little view. Now, with the 4 hours chart, I can remember we drew this chart on the weekly chart. Don't forget the time frame we drew this chart on. You can see what it looks like on the 4 hours. Now it's tradable on the 4 hours. Now we can zoom in. You can see. But on the 4 hours, I see there is a mini seller's line that has been constantly pushing these buyers down. So I'm going to try to find it. We ignore nothing, right? Okay, beautiful seller's line and a very wicked one for that matter. But they have conquered it. So I need a minimum of two touches each time I'm drawing my trend line. This is one, this is two, this is three, this is four, this is five. And like I said, they destroyed it. They are out of it. It is no longer a blockage. It is no longer stopping them. So what next? So here's what I see. According to what is happening, they have broken it. They have retested it. So chances are they are trying to return to 0.01 to 0.016, 0.015 to 0.016. So here is going to be a challenge. And I'll tell you why I say there's going to be a little challenge, but not too much challenge. A little challenge in what the 4 hours telling me is the move up is not over. Obviously, they could even make it to 0.02, right? This 0.02 range, and they can still make it to 0.025, right? But it's not going to be a smooth run. The reason is once they get here, wahala don't there's going to be a wahala. I don't know if you know what wahala is. Wahala is when there's trouble, when you have to overcome lots of challenge to keep moving forward in what you're doing. As the reason is this, you can see how they face challenge even when going down. You understand? The reason is this challenge is going to occur right here. So this is how I see it playing out according to what this chart is saying, especially according to what my box is saying. My box said we're going to make the move up on Reef to 0.016, and then we're going to have a push. Now, depending on the supply right here, we could get a push down again, right? A push down to come back to this support before we continue the journey up, and the next time they will attack this 0.02. But depending on the supply, now if the supply here is not too strong, I really see them continuing the moving, because even if they pull down, it's going to still be a move to the upside. But again, let's not ignore the buyer. So I'm going to try as much as possible to pay attention on every detail that I'm saying. So as much as I'm forecasting for 4 hours, I want to also pay attention to the line they are respecting, right? So if they will pull back, chances are high that they could get to this point. In fact, from here, they will start getting a reaction. It's 4 hours. So I will be honest with you, 0.013. From 1.3, they will get a reaction, but they will keep going. They will get to this 0.016, and then they could pull back. Like I said, this pullback could extend to this point, or this pullback could respect. This is 1 hour chart. So trust me, you see all these mini things I'm drawing, they are not strong. If you are holding, if you're a holder, they are not strong. It's for those who are trading and probably scalping, it will do good. So they could respect this line, but chances are high they're going to come back and break this line to respect this bigger 4 hours line to what, to continue the move up. So these are the challenges I see on the 4 hours chart. So on the 4 hours chart, just know that on a longer run, they are going to return to this 0.018 to 19 range. That is their major move. They are trying to get to this point, this 0.018. That is where they are trying to get on the 4 hours. But let's now go straight, because this is a multi-time frame and I told you I'm diving deep. So let's take it all the way back to daily chart. So from daily chart, we look at the weekly chart, and then if time permits us, hello, we will head to the monthly chart. So on the daily chart, it's beautiful because few days ago, just 2 to 3 days ago, we had a beautiful bullish candle that broke up a very long time sideways. We started since January, and we had this breakout, and unfortunately there's no coincidence, it is the same breakout that was breaking the seller's line, which tells us that chances are high what is going to happen next. On the daily chart, remember, this inside box is on the daily chart, but like I said, a broken support will become a resistance when they return to it. And this is obviously a broken, angry support. Why is it an angry support? You can see the reaction, you can see the reaction, you can see the reaction. Exactly the same thing is going to go on. Just like when we get here, we're going to experience this, we're going to experience the same thing here. History repeats itself. History, there's nothing new under the market. What has happened now has happened before. It's just repeating itself. So what we're seeing is price is going to return here on the daily, and they will be sideways, but don't let the sideways discourage you, because the sideways will likely still make its way, and we could still end up, like I said, 0.02. But the problem now is this seller's line, which could push price down, right? So price could return again back to it, another hit, and we will break above it. Now on the daily chart, daily, be mindful, 4 hours chart take the minimum of daily to play out. Daily chart takes the minimum of 1 week to play out. 1 week takes the minimum of 1 month to play out to 3 months. Monthly take the minimum of 1 year. So as I'm doing this multiple analysis, you must understand the timing, you must understand how they work, and you must understand why patience is virtue in trading. Right? So if you're going to take this trade on 4 hours, please make sure your stop loss is lying right here. It's important you know how to protect yourself as a trader. It is not about how much profit you stand to make, it is how much you stand to lose. Anybody can make money from crypto or any market out here, but who stops the loss is what matters. When the loss start hitting you, can you save yourself? Do you have plans? Do you have trading strategy? Do you have things that put in place in case things go wrong? I can make this prediction for you. Will I be there when things go wrong? Always remember, it's important you learn how to use stop loss and some protective measures to protect yourself. So if you are trading these 4 hours that I just talked about, make sure your stop loss is right here around this point. Let your stop loss not exceed more than 0.008, of which you can even get a better stop loss at 0.009. But it's still a good. So anything that breaks below it is going to go lower, of which we're going to talk about. There's a threat on the monthly chart we'll talk about. So on the daily chart, our target should be around 0.03, right? We could get to 0.03 to 0.04. That is what I see on daily. But if we now dive deeper on the weekly, it gets really, really very interesting on the weekly. Because remember, I said weekly takes a minimum of 3 months to play out. And the weekly here is actually even calling for a bigger target if we are on reef. Weekly is saying, mind you, this is sideways, and if we're at the bottom of the sideways, get ready to get back to the top of the baby box. So the baby box is likely going to take effect sooner than you think. So the baby box of 0.05 to 0.06, that is where the baby box will extend. So expect the baby box to play out at some point. 0.05, strong sellers will start coming in around this range. So it is likely they move like this. In fact, let me just be honest. Let me play the music. Let me play the tape that's playing in my head that I'm seeing. Because I like, when I'm doing analysis, I also use my intuition to look and see deeper what the chart is saying. But I will tell you, here's the rhythm I'm seeing playing. It's likely even if they break above the seller's line, they will return. before making the move here. So, like I said, it's not going to be a smooth run, but it's going to happen. Patient if you are stacking, if you are into reef for a long term, then patience is going to need. But I do assure you that if you're worried about the sideways of reef, it's going to break out very soon and it's going to profit you very good. Because on the weekly chart, here is what I see. On the weekly chart, once we're able to break above this my small box, it is a run because my box strategy says that if we break above the box, yes, it's going to take time. It's going to take a little while, not too long. Reef is going to actually shock a lot of us and break this box sooner than I even think. So once they break through this box and they will return and sit above this my seller's line. They will try to convert it into the new buyer's line. So here's what I see happening on the weekly. A quick one. Let's take that back. So here's what I see on the weekly. I see them moving like this. And if they are able to make it up, remember, challenges here, challenges here, challenges here, right? If they're able to make it above this challenge, by the time they come, they will still return. So each of this point could have a pullback on them. That's why I say challenges. There's challenges that the price is 0.4, 0.46, 0.38, 0.3, and 0.3 and 0.26. So these areas are very important. So I do see them returning. I do see them returning, to be honest. And they will still move again. They will still return and they will still move again. Oh God, this is not going to be fun to you to hear, but I am a very honest analyst. I'll tell you what I see. What you do with it is up to you. This is crypto. Make sure you use protective stop loss. So if they end up breaking, once they make it above, they'll come back. But then just expect this move. Just expect this run. Direct run. Once they're able to break out above zero point 0.6, just expect, in fact, zero point 0.6. Yes, once they break zero point 0.6 and they're able to sustain staying above it, it's going to be a run. It's going to be a straight up run. That's what the bulls are going to do for you. But let's now consider the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario. And for this reason, I'm going to be looking at the monthly chart. And I'll be looking at the candles this time around. I am a very honest person. Like I said, I will tell you how I see it. What you do with it is up to you. Now, on this very monthly chart, it doesn't look sweet. It does not look sweet. It doesn't look sweet because of these three dark cross. If you don't know what three dark cross or three red cross or whatever is, a bearish strong signal that points that the move could continue to the downside. So what if that happens? This is why I said please use stop loss. Please put stop loss. Please use stop loss. Reef on the monthly is three bar cross, but of course it can change, right? The previous 3 months has not been good, but if this current 3 months we are on, which has 21 days before close, can at least do us a favor and close above this last red. If we can close above this last red, it's going to change it towards bullish engulfing, and then we could have that move to the upside that will now attack this point of zero point 0.6. But if that don't happen and this three cross that I'm seeing plays out, this is what I see playing out. Let me be very honest. So let's turn back the chart. I do see them instead in this scenario, in this case, playing a very funny one. And this funny one is going to look like this. They will attack this point. So, which means if this candle mistakenly close halfway, the next candle is going to push down. And hopefully, we get a double bottom because I don't know what to say if price breaks this low. But obviously, I don't see it happening. It could happen. Stay open minded, but I don't see that. The only thing that will force this to happen is Bitcoin. If Bitcoin keep dumping below 30K, this is going to happen. But for now, I really see Bitcoin taking a good bounce and it's going to carry a lot of altcoins along with it. So this is what I see on the monthly chart. The monthly chart obviously shouldn't scare you because before that even plan of happening, I would have been here and I would have updated you on what to see, what to expect. I remain Bitcoin Gorilla. If you end up liking my strategy, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Happy trading.